Yay. I'm excited to cover this topic tonight on bookings. It seems like that may be something we need to, we've doing really well with our sales hold on open house and Pink Friday and Pink Weekend sales. But we don't want to, do all of this with our existing customers and then lose sight of the bookings because when we're out of bookings, we're out of business, right? So there's a nice little like thing to just be like, okay, let's keep this on our radar, especially so that you may not have as much time for your bookings in the month of December, but come January, you want to be rocking and rolling. So that's why this is on the radar now. I am putting on a little bit of this tinted lip balm that Mary Kay gave us. Love it. Isn't this so great? Do you girls love this? The tinted lip balms, they are so smooth and so comfortable to wear, and they smell good and they taste good. I just love this. So this is the darker one, and this one is called Radiant Pink. So radiant, right? So radiant. All right. Well, I know that we have got some friends that are not, have conflicts for joining us tonight. So hence why we are on YouTube, so we can have the link as a playback. Um, and so I'm just gonna honor the time of the women who are here on time. And we're gonna get started at 8:01, and we're gonna go right into our topic of blitzing out your bookings. Actually, no, we're not gonna do that. Hold on, we're not gonna do that. I want to do the announcements first. Let us do the announcements and then we'll get right into our booking. But looking at the month of December, so we know that this week is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And I hope that you let your customers know, your team members know how much you are thankful for them, because it really is what makes our business go round. And so, just having that attitude of gratitude. If you don't have a plan for that, implement that this week. Then looking at December, I am going to have my meeting on December 1st, but ladies, we won't have like our typical celebration meeting with the slideshow and everything because the numbers still won't be resolved yet on Mary Kay in Touch. So that is going to be on Friday, the 5th, December 5th at noon. It's going to be like a celebration lunch. And so it will be, easy it will be available as replay because I know that that's a kind of a weird time. But the following week at the 8th, and I know Ashley's girls, you have the same thing. We have the $1,000,000 Monday with Cheryl Fulcher. And so we don't want to miss that. And I didn't want to wait until the following week to finally do our presentation. So that's why the presentation is going to be on the 5th because I want to make sure we get that recognition in. And it's a busy month. It just is a busy month, right? Okay, so then keeping on looking at our month, the 15th is going to be another Power Up meeting. I believe Ashley's going to be having her meeting as well on the 15th. And on the 16th, this is our one guest event for the month. It is our holiday glam. Oh, hold on, let me find it. I'm on the wrong one. Oh, goodness. There we go. The holiday glam session. So we are doing a makeup event on YouTube. We are going to be talking, this is holiday glam. So we are going to be talking about a lot of products. So this is going to be not like a dash out the door look. This isn't going to be our, typical simple, pretty makeup look. This is going to be makeup for impact, makeup for celebration, makeup for special occasions. So we're going to be talking about the new shimmer eye sticks. We're doing a wineberry blush. We're doing highlighter. We're doing concealer. We're doing lip liner. We're doing translucent powder. We're doing two lip looks. So I'm doing one lip look and Ashley's doing the other. I'm doing a red and Ashley's doing a berry. We've got under eye corrector. We've got liquid eyeliner. We've got waterproof mascara. We're talking about how you can use the AI foundation matcher to match their foundations. We're going to give tips on how to match your foundation. We're going to talk about undertones. So we're covering it all. We're covering it all. And this is for Tuesday, the 16th, December 16th at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. And again, this will be on YouTube. Um, Moving along, we have the meeting on the 22nd is actually going to be with Ashley. We're going to have another combined meeting. I'm going to be up with my family up in the Adirondacks, and my dad and his wife, they always have like a million things planned, and so I don't know what they're going to have planned for that evening. So my group is going to be joining with Ashley's group, and she said something about a cookie recipe exchange. I'm like so jealous about this. I might just pop on. But come with your cookies, like your Christmas cookies. Like have your little snack, maybe have hot cocoa or tea or something to enjoy. And they're gonna be sharing cookie recipes. Isn't that fun? Maya is a baker extraordinaire. I don't know how you are with cookies, Maya. I would imagine with the beautiful cakes. Oh, well, I'm sure you're being very modest about yourself because the cakes are incredible. So I'm sure the cookies are amazing as well. They're just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Okay. All right, so that is the 22nd. The 29th, we will be back for a power up meeting. And Remarkable Ladies, that's going to be kind of a short and sweet celebration for us. Okay, so that's going to be our unit celebration, kind of like a Christmas gathering, New Year's party, kind of thing. So stay tuned for more details about that. Okay, any questions about this so far? Okay, great. So that's the announcements. Let's go into blitzing out your bookings. Okay, so first of all, before we go into like the how of like how do you get more bookings? What does that look like? What do you say? I want to consider make sure and this is something you have to many of you may already know the answers to these questions. And if you don't know the answers to these questions and you're not excited about how many bookings you have, this might be why. You need to have these answers. And so that is going to be what, who, where, when, why, and how. All right. So the kinds of questions that what is it, that we had to learn like in elementary school, right? When we're writing our paragraphs or we're, summarizing books, and so the first thing I'm going to ask you is what is your goal? So before you start getting into bookings, well, what is your goal for this business? And why is that your goal? So that's two questions right off the bat. What is your goal and why is it your goal? So why do you want to have the bookings? Is it because of like you need profit? You want profit for something or someone or some kind of experience? And why is that important to you? Because if you don't have those things decided, the bookings are going to be very wishy-washy. It's not going to be a commitment on your part to get the bookings. It's not going to be important to you. And it's going to be something that's very easy to procrastinate and to kind of push off to the side. So what is your goal and why is that important to you? Now, it's important that you know your averages. That may help you know like how many bookings you need to have now, right? So how many bookings do you need for that goal? That's the next question. How many bookings? And what kind of bookings do you want to have? Are you going to be focusing on virtual parties? Virtual facials? Are you focusing on in-person parties, in-person facials, double facials? Will tell you, and Ashley says the same thing, parties is the best use of your time. And, I know that you ladies in Ashley's unit, you haven't, Teresa's not here tonight. She's not able to be here. But she said, I want to hear this training. She's a newer consultant in our unit. Her debut party, we sold over $1,700. $1,700 for her debut party. She had 10 people there. And that's what Ashley says. She's like, yeah, because you had 10 people there. So when you have those larger numbers, 10 people, only one person didn't order. I think it was 7 people. No. Yeah, 7 people tried the products. 3 people just sat to the side and watched. but 9 people ordered. And some people ordered after, even more after the party had happened. They're like, you know what? I was thinking about this product. I thought about this repair set. I want to order that too. Have you placed your order yet? And so they added on even after. And that's because of the numbers. Ladies, this business is mathematical. It is not magical. It is mathematical. So when you're working with the math and when you have a lot of people at a party and you've got a lot of parties, there will be success because the math, you're working the math. Um, and I will say the magic does happen when you work the math, right? That it's magical to have, we want to say like it feels magical to sell $1,700, off of one party that she did, we devoted 2 hours to. But that magic was really because of the math, right? So there you go. So, so how many bookings do you need to have to meet your goal? And you're going to want to know your averages. Well, how much do I typically sell in a party? Now, if you're new or you haven't had a lot of parties lately, you may not know that average. You may not know what your average sales are per party. My average sales per party are between $500 and $600 when I have 5 to 6 people present. I know that. I've been stretched since Teresa's party to think, oh man, I got to get in front of 10. What would it look like if I had 10? Right? But 5 to 6 people, I sell $500 to $600. The new consultant average is $250 to $300 per party. Okay. So if you have no average to speak from, let that be your average and be surprised by it. You might be surprised by it. You may yield higher numbers than $250 to $300 in sales from a party. So yeah, so know that that's going to determine how many parties you want to have. Now, next question, when are you offering these appointments? So you may have a goal and you may know how many parties you want to have, and you may know what that, why you have that goal and what that's going towards and why it's important to you. But when are you actually going to hold these appointments? Because I'm looking at, a bunch of ladies here that are busy. Nobody's not busy, right? Like we're all busy. So when are you going to have the parties? That is something that's very important to communicate to anyone and everyone in your household. And try to have it be consistent, right? When my husband was, working as a general surgeon, I couldn't really be consistent as to what days I had my parties because his schedule was all over the place. He could work any 7 days of the week and it changed all the time. Maya, you know exactly a little bit about what that's like too, right? But I still fought to have the parties. So sometimes it was, he and I would have to look at his schedule month by month and then say, okay, this is when I can have my party. So we had to have that communication a little bit more often. Now we're in a place that it's not a surprise that I have parties on Friday nights and Saturday mornings. That's when I have my parties now, right? It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise that we have this meeting on Monday nights, right? And for many of your families, that's not a surprise to your family either. So when are you going to have these appointments? And when are you going to book the appointments? Because that's the next step. You get all this planning done and then you don't block time to actually get the bookings. So when are you going to do the bookings? And who are you going to book? That's the next, who, right? That's the next word. Who are you going to book? Who are you going to book? We're going to get into that in a moment, but I also want you to remember something, that when the why is clear, the how will appear. So if you don't know what to do or how to do it or who to do it with, is your why clear? Because if you're really dead set on what your why is, those things you will figure it out. Like it'll come to you. You will see opportunities that you were blind to before. You will have a boldness to talk to people and ask people that you didn't have before. You'll have creativity in what you're offering for your bookings and how you're booking that you didn't have before because the why is so clear and is so strong for you. The why drives you. The why is going to drive your bookings. And I often tell people too, booking is an attitude more than a skill. It really is. If you've got an awesome attitude about your bookings and you're selling the sizzle, people will want to book with you. right? If you have an attitude of being very timid and very unsure and not very clear about the bookings and you're nervous, guess what? The people you're asking are nervous too. They're going to be nervous to book with you. So you got to have this confidence about what you're offering and be excited about it in your way. Use your personality to infuse some enthusiasm and some excitement into how you're booking people. Okay. So those are very important things to know. And I also wrote down, and I think everyone should write this down because I think this is so good. You may have heard this. Kathy Higginson said this at the Million Dollar Monday meeting a couple of weeks ago. She said, it's not that you're not enough. You're just not asking enough people. It's not that you're not enough to be successful in this business. You're just not asking enough people to be successful in this business. Doesn't that just like take a load off? Like, okay, because you are enough to do this. God's given you great skills. He's given you words. He's given you, a brain. He's given you this opportunity. He's given you a dream and a desire. And he is with you as you go through these bookings and as you learn this. And so you just got to do enough to honor the opportunity that you have and to honor the business that you have started. So let's talk about what these bookings may look like. Okay. Now, when I'm just gonna, my girls have heard me say this before, and I'm gonna say it again because this works for me so well. Whenever I am low on bookings and I don't have any new leads. Now, right now I have new leads because I recently did a bridal expo. It was expensive, but the leads are great. And they're warm leads and they're easy leads to book. Brides are easy to book. So I've got leads from there. There are a lot of holiday vendor events that you can go to get leads as well. So you can get new names in different places, but maybe you're like, I don't have any of those opportunities right now. I don't know where to start. The first thing you need to do is you need to take out a piece of paper and you need to write down 10 names. 10 names, 10 people. Always start with 10. Do not even bother getting bookings if you have less than 10 on your list. And if you don't have the time to reach out to those 10 at the same time. You've got to give yourself the math to be successful. If you only reach out to 3 people a day, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. You just are, okay? 1 in 7 people tend to book. So if you're only asking 3, you do not have the numbers to be successful. Start with 10. Start with 10. Now, this booking script that I'm going to give you that is so ridiculously simple is so effective that when I ask 10 people with this script, 8 to 9 say yes. 8 to 9 book with me. So that's even better than the 1 in 7, but always start with 10. So this is the magical booking script and it works. So, hey, Danny, would you be willing to be a face model for my Mary Kay portfolio? I need to do 30 faces by the end of the month. You'll get a free mascara just for showing up and helping me. That's it. That's it. Hey, Danny, or Susie, or Maya, or Lazenda, would you be willing to be a face model for me for my MK portfolio? Do I actually have a portfolio? It's called My Customers. That's my portfolio. All my customers and my customers is my portfolio, okay? And I want to build that. But and you can take their picture and add their picture to my customers and say, "Hey, I'm going to keep it here for me so that I can remember what we did, right? And remember you. But if you want, I can post it in my Facebook group. If you're willing to do a selfie with me, you can be a part of my Facebook group portfolio. You can have an album in your private Facebook group of your faces. Maybe give yourself, that goal for 2026 of how many faces you want to have in that album on your private Facebook group. And that can be from virtual faces or in person. right? So there's your portfolio right there. Okay. So would you be willing to be a face model for me for my MK portfolio? I need to do 30 faces by the end of the month. I need to do 30 faces by the end of the month. You'll get a free mascara just for showing up and helping me. It is worth it to offer a mascara to get a booking if you had no bookings. It is worth it. It costs you, if you're offering the ultimate mascara, that's $8 out of your pocket to have that booking, right? $8 to have that booking. And then what do? You're going to ask her to invite friends who would also want to be in your portfolio, right? Have her invite friends and then say, listen, I'm giving you the mascara, but I'd love to give you an even better deal that you plus three is $50 free. U plus three is $50 free. Or U plus three is $25 and I'll double it when you have 6 people there to $50. That's how I book my brides. Okay. Well, with my brides that I get with the wedding expo, they win, right? A bridal pampering session with a $25 gift card. And I double it to $50 when they have 5 people join them. And they could be their mom, their sister, anybody in their bridal party, grandma, whoever's important to them that they want to be there to help celebrate them. That's how I do the bookings. Okay. All right. So I'm telling you, when it is that simple to get bookings. It is that simple to get yeses. And notice I didn't start by asking them to book a party with me. I asked them to be in my portfolio and I would give them a mascara. It's an easy yes. Go for the easy yes and then offer your hostess incentives for them to have people. And you're not calling them a hostess because that could freak them out, be like, whoa, that's more than I want to do. All right. No, you have a few friends over and we'll have snacks and it'll be fun, right? And just say, look, you and I will have a blast. But I'm telling you what, it's even more fun if your friends are there. When was the last time you had a girls' night? We can have snacks, right? We could be at your place or my place. Where do you think your friends would want to go? All we need is a sink. That's all we need, right? I bring everything else. And so when I tell you how fun these parties that I've done in the last couple of months are, like these in-person parties, they are a blast. They are a blast. These women want it. It's fun. It's it's like the good old days of Mary Kay and Pampered Chef and Tupperware, right? It is like these women are enjoying getting together and having all the snacks and having fun together. Okay. So that's how you can get your bookings. Now, with January coming, New Year, New You makeovers are very popular. Those are other easy yeses. And you can say for 2026, I want to have these many faces in my Mary Kay portfolio, right? Can you be one of my faces? So who has any other suggestions as far as bookings go or any questions? Right. So was anyone surprised or did that make sense to you? All of almost like the pre-work. Like you don't just go right into the bookings, but to ask yourself those few questions ahead of time to get clear, right? And that doesn't take long. It doesn't take long to answer those questions and figure out, okay, this is what my schedule is. Because it's going to be easier to get your bookings too when you know you're available for the bookings, because those are the choices that you offer them. I I will tell you that there have been times, especially when like I mean when I did my last when I did the bridal expo back in the spring and I started reaching out to these brides, I mean like a yo-yo, I honestly didn't know my schedule. I didn't know. Well, and so when they started saying, yes, I can't wait to do this. When can we do this? I'm like, and I'm like getting out a calendar and I'm like, no, I don't know what's going on in my kids' schedules. I don't know what's going on. And obviously I figured it out. But yeah, I kind of like, that's a great thing that I should know already. Good question. Yeah. So give yourself the forethought, give yourself the strategy, the gift of doing all of that ahead of time, and it's going to make everything else run so much smoother. Now, I do want to challenge all of the ladies who are on here. We've got the kit and commit going on, right? Or commit to kit. That's it. Is that what it is? It's something with kit and commit. So, Kristen Sharp and a bunch of nationals were at the National Summit, National Sales Director Summit, and they all have issued this challenge to commit, which is to take your beauty kit, take your starter kit, and commit to booking 8 parties for 5 to hold. Book 8 for 5 to hold. And I believe it's by December 15th is the deadline they have, or December 17th. But it is a kind of a nationwide challenge to do even in December. You know, this is by the middle of the month. You're still 10 days out from Christmas. And double book these. You don't have, especially if you're doing virtual parties, you can do more than one party at one time. They don't have to be separate times. So you can, get those blocks of times and really do that. Maybe give yourself 3 blocks of time to book those 8 parties in. You can have 2 to 3 parties at one time and get it done. You could even get it done on one weekend working that smart, right? That you could have 3 blocks in one weekend. And so that is the challenge. And I promise you, doing that, you will be a star consultant. Wherever you are in your quarter for your wholesale, you will be a star consultant. You'll have extra cash in your pocket before Christmas. You'll have extra cash moving into the new year. You'll have more bookings already because we get bookings from bookings and we get referrals from our bookings moving into the new year. It'll all flow from that. But don't wait on blitzing out your bookings. Blitz them out now. Do the commit to kit challenge. And it isn't even like really a challenge. It's what Mary Kay told us to do all the time. Like it was like kind of her base standard, like basement standard for being a beauty consultant. So, all right. Yay for bookings, right? Yay for bookings. It is so good. And I did want to, hold on, there was something else I wanted to read to you. And I can't remember what oh gosh, this is it. This is it. When you're booking, this will be the thing that I end on, and then we'll get into our recognition. When you're booking, I want you to book with the golden rule in mind. And the golden rule is, does anybody want to say? I think Danny's trying. Are you trying, Danny? Okay. Okay. I'll just say it. I know Danny knows it. I don't know if anyone else knows it. The golden rule would be treat others the way that you want to be treated, right? So book with the golden rule in mind. Also, coach with the golden rule in mind. If you're unclear as to how to coach your appointments and coach your parties so that they'll be successful, just think about how you would want to be treated. If you were the hostess, how would you want to be coached? What would you want to know? What questions would you have? And then do the parties with the golden rule in mind. If you're sitting at that table, how would you want to be treated? What would you want it to look like? How would you want to shop? How would you want to be closed out? If we go by the golden rule, we will not go wrong. Okay. Let's do some recognition. Let's do some recognition. So I think we're going to have some pretty exciting numbers here because I know a lot of people did their you did your Pink Friday, Pink Weekend sale this past weekend. Yay! Okay, awesome. So I know Erica communicated her numbers to us. She's not on here. I will share them just because it's exciting to hear. But let's start with the ladies who are present. So if you sold $1 last week, pink weekend or not? Just you sold anything. Raise your hand. $1. Okay, $100, keep your hands up. $200, keep it up. 300, 400, 500, 600. Good job, Danny. 700. Maya. All right, Maya, what did you sell? Can you unmute?
For the peak weekend, it was 610.
610. And so that's your retail, right? That's not
Yeah,
after the discounts. Awesome. Congratulations, Maya. And was that number higher than last year? Do you know?
I didn't look yet.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. And
I think so, but just I don't know for sure.
and this is after she had her open house the weekend before and sold over $800 that weekend. So would you be excited about two back-to-back weekends, $800 and then
Yeah,
over $600? I mean, Maya, it's so exciting.
I know. I'm so
I'm so
excited.
It is so great. It is so, so great. Oh my goodness. Do you mind if I ask what your why is? Like, do you know what that profit is going to be dedicated towards? Would you be
It's
willing to
still
share?
going towards school, for the
Going
kids.
to school.
So
Yeah. So Maya sends her kids to a wonderful private Christian school, and that has always been her why. From the
mhm.
moment she joined Mary Kay, it was to go towards her kids having that education. So Maya, so proud of you. That is just
Thank
awesome.
you.
All right, I'm going to share that Erica had over $1,300 in sales from her pink weekend. Woo! Erica, if you're watching us, we are so proud of you and so excited for you. Oh my goodness, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. So very, very exciting. And ladies, that is just like the just a prime example of Erica's had her business for years. And so the longer that you're in business, you'll be able to see, if you're tracking it, you'll be able to see how your sales grow from Christmas season to Christmas season, from Pink Friday to Pink Friday, from open house to open house, right? Like you'll just see, and then you'll also be able to track how much your sales grow year by year, right? As you're doing your parties and you have the parties and reorders coming in, like the combination of new business and residual business. So it's very, very exciting, very fun. All right, let's talk about bookings. We just did some training on bookings. So we're Ashley's girls. I do my bookings count up a little bit differently than other directors. We recognize how many parties you have booked, and then we recognize how many individual faces you have booked. So that may be facials in person, virtual faces, or if you have faces booked for any of our YouTube events, it would all be counted in that category. Okay, so let's talk about bookings. If you have one party booked, will you raise your hand for one party? That's why we did this training. Oh, wait, is there one? Who's got one up? Oh, Danny, you got it up? No. Who?
I thought
Who's
Casey raised
pointing?
her hand. I could have been wrong. Yeah.
Casey, you did. I'm sorry I missed you, Casey. You got to keep it up, girl. Keep it up. All right. I know you've got a child with you. That might be hard. So keep them on your lap too. All right. So do you have more than one, Casey? Oh my goodness. Look at you got two. Yay! Congratulations, Casey. That's awesome. Is that for the kit to commit or the commit to kit? Or is that just you get parties? You get parties. There you go. All right, awesome. Congratulations. All right. Oh, great, Lori. That's awesome. 4 vendor events through December 14th. And I know Ashley will have you prepared. I say if you have, and maybe you've done vendor events before, but if not, Ashley will tell you what to do because she just did a vendor event not too long ago. So she dusted off, what to do. All right, so we've got our parties now faces. If you have one face booked, raise your hand for one face booked or more. All right, Danny's up, Lucinda's up. Yay! Okay, 2 faces, keep your hand up. 3 faces, keep your hands up. 4. You got 3, Danny. Lazenda's still up. Lazenda's up at 4, 5, 6, 7. Lazenda, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Stop it. 17. Don't stop it. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Lizenda, how many? You unmute yourself, young lady, and you tell us about what's going on. How many and how? Where are they? What are you doing?
Well, what's been working for me is facial boxes. Yeah.
Awesome.
I so I live, I think most people know I live in the middle of nowhere, which puts me in the middle of everywhere. And so like I'm 30 minutes from everywhere. And then my kids live, like one of my kids lives an hour and a half from me, and then one of my kids lives like 3 hours away from me, and so I travel a lot,
Yeah.
and so I have facial boxes that entire distance. And
Wow.
yeah, and so then like last Thursday I went and stayed with a girlfriend who had
Mm,
had major surgery, and
okay.
knowing I was going to be there for a little while, I was there for 8 days. And so I went a day ahead of time, put out facial boxes, and then I did facials while I was at her house. So yeah.
So smart. Lizenda, that's awesome. Give it up for Lizenda. What? I mean, and again, because you got a goal, right, Lizenda?
Yes.
So I just heard a lot of creativity and figuring out how to get it to fit in based on, I mean, some people think I'm going to go take care of my friend who's had surgery. I can't do Mary Kay for 8 days, right? But you're like, oh no, I
I
can
told
still
her,
do
I
this.
said, Lucy, we are having Mary Kay parties at your house while you're on the couch.
There you go. There you go. And she probably had a great time. I mean, I'm telling you
She
what,
did.
there's no better therapy than a Mary Kay party.
Her face looks fantastic.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness, Lizetta, congratulations. Thank you for sharing that with us. I don't talk about facial boxes enough with my team. So thank you for reminding me of
I've
that.
seen
Yeah.
somebody asked where I put them, and I know a lot of people put them in restaurants. I have a couple in restaurants. It doesn't work for me as well as hair salons, nail salons, smoker friendly, and tattoo parlors.
Really?
The
Tattoo
extra
parlors.
the extra emollient night cream is awesome after a tattoo. I don't have a
Okay.
tattoo, but tattoos are crazy right now. I mean, there's people have, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, when my kids were in school, people were giving those to their teenagers for gifts. Extra emollient night cream is an awesome
That is true.
after
Yeah.
tattoo. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for blowing our minds tonight because that did. So, are you doing these appointments after your facial boxes? Are you doing them virtually or in person? What does that look like for you?
Whichever one they prefer. And I
Okay.
always
Okay.
tell them, bring a friend.
Yes.
Bring a
Yes.
friend.
And do they often bring a friend?
Most of the time. Most
I
of
would
the time.
imagine so because they don't know you, right? So
That's
they may
what
like
I
kind of feel more
stress.
comfortable.
That's what I stress. You don't know me. I don't know you. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm like, if you are not comfortable with me coming into your home, I'm more than comfortable for you to come into my home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Congratulations, Lizenda. Woo, our queen of bookings tonight. And you gave us some great training too. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. We appreciate you being here. All right, well, let's talk about Pink Possibility Chats. If you had any Pink Possibility Chats last week, shared the opportunity, raise your hand for Pink Possibility Chats. Lizenda's up again. All right. Oh, you did one. Okay. Well, congratulations. Congratulations, Lizenda. All right, ladies. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Ashley's ladies, it is always a pleasure to have you with us. We love it. I will get the YouTube link to Ashley as well if she wants to post that in your group for people who couldn't make it. And I know my girls are very excited to be with you all again on December 22nd. But ladies, have a happy and blessed Thanksgiving. Enjoy that day. And may we just be grateful all the time, right? But like this just is the day that we get to be grateful with lots of food. So enjoy that. And I love you all. We're grateful for you. Yeah, See you next